Hi everybody, welcome back. Our practice today begins in child's pose. Feel free to grab blocks if you want to use a blanket or a strap or any other props. Go grab them. I'll see you back in about 5 or 6 seconds. Okay, so starting on hands and knees, separate the knees a little, toes together. So if the knees are cranky, you can always take a thinly folded blanket behind the knees. That takes pressure off of them when you go into child's pose. And of course, please feel free to modify any part of your practice today as it makes sense. I'm actually going to reach the arms behind me, so I am modifying my practice. Feel free to do the same with the arms. If your shoulders need more of a release rather than a stretch, you can reach the arms behind you like I am. Or if you prefer the stretch, by all means, reach the arms out front. And if you like the option to add in a gentle external rotation in the shoulders, maybe flip the palms up toward the sky. Take a moment as you settle into your space and really start to observe your body in space. Observing the weight of your feet on the mat. Observing the shins, the knees. Observing the weight of the arms or your hands. Right, your forehead down on the mat. And start to bring awareness to the other spots in the body that are not making contact with the floor, with the mat. Start to observe all of those areas in space. Can you bring awareness to the upper back? Can you bring awareness to the backs of the arms or just the tops of the legs? Right, just checking in with various parts in the body and seeing if you can observe how it feels, right? When we go through our day, we don't usually pay as close attention to how things feel, right? We just assume everything goes along for the ride. But our yoga practice, we want to emphasize the connection between the mind and the body. So as we move through our practice today, I'll encourage you to come back to that throughout. Let's take another 3 more deep breaths right here. Let's come onto our hands and knees. Bring the knees in just a little bit so they line up under your hips. You can tuck or untuck the toes, whatever feels good here. And let's just do a couple rounds of cat-cow to warm up the spine. It'll be the inhale pulling the heart center through for the back bend cow pose. Exhaling, rounding down into your cat pose. Inhaling, arching. Feel free to close the eyes if you choose. Exhaling, rounding it down. Let's take one or two more deep breaths. Just move to the sound of your breath. And after your last exhale, where you're rounding, neutralize the spine. Slide your right leg out to the right side so your toes and your foot, the heel, flat down. Walk the fingertips in toward the left leg. Roll up slowly to stand. We're setting up gate pose. The head comes up last, the shoulders relax, and the right arm slides down the right leg. Take your left arm, sweep it over. Relax the right shoulder, and you're either looking toward the left or looking toward the right arm. Take one more deep breath. Then lower both hands to the mat. Slide the right leg straight back behind you with your toes tucked in the mat, so the right heel gently presses back. Lifting the right leg while keeping your hips level, extend the left arm forward. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, bring the knee to the elbow round. Inhaling to reach. Lower the left hand, bring the right knee outside the left leg with an option to shift back in your seat if you choose for one more breath. Let's bring it back up, hands and knees. The right knee goes back to the right side. Tuck the toes, inhale, arching in your cow pose. Exhale, rounding down, really tuning into the movement of the spine. Return to a neutral spine, switching sides. Now your left leg goes out to the left side. The toes, the heel are on the floor. Walk hands back to the right knee. Slide up slowly. Keep the breath moving. Shoulders relax. The left arm down the left leg. Sweep the right arm over. Lengthen the tailbone as you lift out of the waist. One more breath. Looking right or looking left. Lower down both hands to the mat again. Slide the left leg straight back behind you with the toes tucked. Gently press the heel back for a little wake up stretch. Lift the left leg. Keep the hips about level. The right arm reaches forward. Big inhale. Exhale, bring the knee to the elbow round. Inhaling to reach out. Lower the right hand, send the left knee outside the right leg. Option to shift back in your seat if you like. One more breath. Let's come back up to hands and knees. Return the left knee to the left side. Arching for cow pose. Inhale. Pull the heart center through, eyes up. Exhale, cat pose as you round it down. Returning to a neutral spine. Spread the fingers wide. Line up the wrist crease with the front edge of the mat. Tuck your toes and lift up and back to down dog. Feel free to walk out your feet in the first down dog of the day. Right, pedal out the heels, stretch the legs. And with a big inhale, lift the heels up. With a big exhale, sink the heels back down. Bringing it forward to your plank pose, lining up the shoulders over the wrist. With little readjusting between the hands and the feet, let's return to down dog, the hips high, the heels relaxing toward the mat. Put a soft bend in the knees, look forward, walker, hop your feet to the front of the mat. Fold over the legs as you round, keep the feet slightly separating, rounding down, soft knees. Roll up slowly, this time all the way to stand as you uncurl. Pressing down, lifting away from the mat, lifting up into space. Soften the shoulders back, palms slightly forward. Bring palms to prayer at the heart. Feel free if you'd like to close the eyes, setting an intention. If you'd like to keep the eyes open, that's okay too. And just settle the energy. Good. Opening the eyes if they're not already open. Inhale, sweep the arms straight up. Urdhva Hastasana, lengthen. Exhale, dive over the legs. With your next inhale, lift the chest. Exhaling, step your feet back into plank pose. We'll start with a side plank, Vashisthasana. Face the right side of the room. I'm modifying with the left knee down, the right foot spinning flat, opening up to the right side. So the right leg is on top. Reach the right arm high. Feel free to work into any variation if you choose. Maybe if you're feeling fancy, float the right leg up off the mat. Maybe sweep the right arm over a little bit and take one more deep breath. Let's come back to center plank. Let's go the other way, lower the right knee, or I'm lowering the right knee. You can just roll to the outer right foot, face the left side, left hip on top. The left foot spins flat and the left arm reaches high. So you know how I'm always saying, modify your practice today. So I am modifying as I need to do so today. Right? Always honor where you are. Feel free to lift the top leg if you tried it on the first side. Maybe sweep the top arm over. One more breath. And returning both hands to the mat, plank pose. Let's go right back to downward facing dog. Feel free to flow through into your plank. You can drop the knees as you lower halfway. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhaling back to your downward facing dog or resting in child's pose. Let's take about 3 deep breaths. From your downward facing dog, let's look forward through the hands. Step or hop your feet to the front of the mat. Fold over the legs as you round. Bring your feet together, toes and heels touch. Sink the hips, Utkatasana chair pose. Lift the arms. And sweep the arms back behind you so the palms face back. Lift your heels, balance toward the toes. Soften the shoulders, find length in the spine. Avoid backward bending. We don't want the tailbone sticking out. Lift up, take one more deep breath. Lower your heels to the mat and bring palms to prayer. Keep the knees bending. Press down. Inhale, come up, straight legs. Warrior 3, the left leg up and back. Try to level the hips as best you can. One breath. Then, strong right leg. Bend up at the left knee. Lift the left knee up as your head comes up, standing up. Warrior 3, extend your left leg straight back behind you. Let's step into Warrior 1. Bring the left foot back, the heel down, lift the arms to the sky. Good. Then, keeping the left arm lifting, relax the right arm behind you and either wrap the right arm around the lower back or just reach fingertips to the left leg. The right knee bending, stretch up and over to the right. One more breath. Then reach both arms straight forward. Plug the shoulders back a little bit as the fingertips reach. Take one more breath. And let's Use blocks if you want to use them. I'm going to grab them here. Lower hands to opposite sides of the right foot. Slowly straighten the front leg as you round the head down, Parsvottanasana. Try to level the hips if you can without overthinking it too much. One more breath. Transition to warrior two. Put a bend in the right knee. Readjust the back foot as needed to widen the angle. Windmill the arms out and around. Look over the right middle finger. One breath. Let's reverse the warrior with the right arm high. Lower down both hands to the inside of the right foot. Travel to your left as you come into your wide-legged fold, Prasarita. So the feet are about parallel as you fold over the legs. If you want to put blocks under the hands here, you can. If you want to just lower the hands, I'm just kind of hanging here with my hands to opposite elbows. People really like the shoulder opening stretch here, so if you want to interlace fingers behind the back, stretch the arms over, go for it. Let's take another deep breath. We'll return our hands to the mat, so we'll meet in the center, lift the chest. Skandasana, go to the left, back of the mat. As you bend the left knee, stretch the right leg. If you're feeling fancy, maybe come up, bring the palms to prayer at the heart. One more breath. We'll all lower the hands, low lunge, walk it around to opposite sides of the right foot, lower the back knee, Ardha Hanuman, we're straightening the right leg, blocks under the hands if you like, one more breath. Let's put a bend in the right knee, step it back to downward facing dog. Feel free to hold it here, feel free to flow through. All right, coming forward to your plank. Lower halfway, modify. Inhale to your cobra or up dog, and returning to your down dog. We're here for another deep breath. And from your downward facing dog, look forward, step or hop your feet to the front of the mat. Fold over the legs, round down, stepping your feet together, toes, heels touch. Utkatasana, bend the knees, lift the arms. Sweep the arms back, palms face back, come up off your heels, balance toward the toes, lengthen the spine. Enjoy another deep breath. Sink your heels to the mat, bring palms to prayer at the heart. Press down, straight legs, lift away from the mat. Warrior three, the right leg up and back. Hips about level as best you can for a breath. And bend the right knee, press through the left leg, bring the right knee up, 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 up. Slowly to stand, then the right leg back again for warrior three. Reaching it back, stepping into warrior one, right heel down, bring the arms up, and this time the right arm stays lifted, the left arm wraps around the lower back or reaching left fingertips to the back of the right thigh. Leaning slightly to your left, relax the left shoulder, take one more breath. Returning the left arm up, reach all 10 fingertips forward, draw the left hip back a little, one breath. Keep leaning. Good. Good. Lower the hands, feel free to use blocks, Parsvottanasana. Straighten the left leg, round down, forehead to the front shin, one more breath. Good. As you release, warrior two, bend the left knee, readjust the back foot as needed, maybe a wider angle, windmill the arms out and around, look over the left middle finger, one breath. Reversing the warrior, sweep the left arm high, lower the hands to the inside of the left foot. Prasarita Padottanasana. We travel to the right this time, facing the opposite side of the room. Check in with your feet. They should be about parallel to each other. And you can either keep your hands down, you can hang, you can grab the lower legs, or any variations, maybe the same thing you did the last time. Just relax the head down as you come into your stretch. And enjoy another deep breath. We'll meet in the center with hands on the mat, the chest lifting up. Skandasana to the right, back of the mat, bend the right knee, stretch the left leg. Again, feel free if you're feeling adventurous, maybe bring palms to prayer, right? Or not, that's okay. One more deep breath. We'll meet in low lunge at the front, so the hands are down, we walk it around. Hands to opposite sides of the left foot, lower the back knee, Ardha Hanuman. Use blocks if you like under the hands as you straighten the front leg. One more breath. Bending up at the left knee, down dog, press back. Feel free to hold it here. Feel free to flow through if you want to take your plank chaturanga up dog or any variation thereof. When you return to your downward facing dog, let's walk the hands back to the feet, folding over the legs at the back of the mat. Keep the feet about hip width distance. It's approximately the space of 2 fists between the feet. Padangusthasana, grabbing the big toes in Yogi Toe Lock, first 2 fingers of each hand. Inhale, the chest up to lengthen. Then exhale, drop the head down as you fold. 3 deep breaths. Inhaling, chest up. Exhaling, releasing out your hands. Walk the hands out. Then lower your knees, hands and knees, child's pose. Separate the knees, toes together. Another opportunity to kind of check in. Child's pose, observing our body in space. You can reach arms forward or back. Taking 3 more deep breaths. Let's come up onto hands and knees. Sweep the feet around front. We'll do a little bridge pose today for our back bend. Lower down onto your backs, bending up at the knees. Feel free to grab a prop like a block or bolster or rolled up blanket, because I'm going to be using a block today. So lower down onto your mat. Keep a prop close by. And if you rather take the active variation of the back bend, by all means, you don't have to use props. Slide your heels in underneath the knees, your feet and your knees still about hip width distance apart, so not too close together, not too far apart. If your arms are alongside the body, your fingertips should be relatively close to your heels, right? They don't have to touch, but just close. Then press down, inhale, lift the hips. So if you're using a prop, slide it underneath the sacrum, right? And just find a comfortable spot, rest here. You can go as high as you like with the block if you want to flip the block on the tall side, middle height. If you're doing the active variation of the back bend, you can grab the mat, the edges of the mat or interlace fingers behind the back. And if you're using a prop, I'm going to invite you to hold here. My friend's doing the active variation. Lower your hips down. Give yourself a little breather. We'll do one more back bend. If you're doing the active variation, do a second set. Those of us using props, we're just going to still, hold, breathe. And if you'd rather do a wheel pose, Urdhva Dhanurasana, if the shoulders feel good to do the deeper back bend, set yourself up, press down, inhale, lift. Keeping the breath moving. Yeah, are your toes pointing forward? Can you relax the tailbone a little more forward? Can you press up a little higher through the hips, through the heart center? Let's give it one more deep breath in. And exhale, lower down. If you're using a prop, release it out and lower. Bring your knees in toward the chest. Rock a little side to side, happy baby pose. Any variation that feels good for you. And lower your feet down on the mat. We'll do some reverse figure four. Take your right ankle above the left knee, then hug your left leg in, flex the feet, soften the shoulders, enjoying a nice stretch through the right hip. Give yourself another deep breath. Good, letting go, feet back down. Go the other way, left ankle above the right knee, hug the right leg in, flex the feet. Soft shoulders, give yourself another deep breath. And letting go, relax your feet down on the mat. Good, let's hug the right leg in toward the chest, extend the left leg out on the mat. Taking a nice reclining twist, go to your left. I'm going to put a prop under my right knee and shin because that feels particularly good for my hip as my right arm drops out. Maybe look to the right if that feels okay on the neck and give yourself another deep breath. Let's bring it back. Hug your right knee in. Extend the right leg out. Hug your left knee in and twist to your right side. Again, I'm taking a block to put under my left shin because it feels good. Maybe look to your left if that feels good and give yourself another deep breath. Good, we'll bring it back to center. Hug the left knee in, the right knee in. Good, relax your legs out on the mat. Setting up your Savasana, feel free to grab a blanket or put on a sweater to avoid getting too chilly. Settling back into space. Feeling fully supported by the mat, the ground beneath you. Closing your eyes, turning the palms up, just letting go, relaxing back into space, embracing these few moments of stillness, of quiet before returning to your day. Feel free to stay here for as long as you wish. If you have the time, definitely take it. Otherwise, I will leave you here today. Thank you again for sharing your practice with me. I will see you next time on the mat. Namaste.